Hello and welcome to my new Guitar-Nerdery video. This time I'm gonna show you something you can really sink your teeth into. Inversions of basic tetrads with voicings that are commonly used in jazz music. But this video is not only meant for jazz guitar players. I think every guitar player should know this. First, a short explanation. What are basic tetrads? What's the definition of that? It's a stacking up of thirds. Within one octave, we can stack up 3 thirds. From the root to the third, it's 1/3. From the third to the fifth is the second third. And from the fifth to the seventh is the third third. And we have two kinds of thirds, a minor third and a major third. The minor third consists of 3 halftone steps and the major third of 4 halftone steps. By that rule we can build up 7 basic tetrads. A full diminished chord, a half diminished chord, a minor 7th chord, a dominant 7th chord, a major 7th chord, and then a minor major 7th chord, and then an augmented major 7th chord. The last 2 basic tetrads I'm gonna leave out in this video because they are simply not used that often, and I want to concentrate on the first 5 you can really come across in your daily life. I'm going to show you voicings and inversions of the full diminished, half diminished, minor 7th, dominant 7th and major 7th chords. I'm going to show you everything in the key of G. I'm going to start with a G major 7th chord. And this is a standard and very often used voicing in jazz. And I use such voicings in all styles of music because they have a really good definition. The bass note has a great distance to the next chord note because I'm gonna skip the A string. We do not play the A string today. Those voicings take place on the low E string, on the D string, G and B string. I will also show you all 5 chord types in a very logical order. Starting with the major 7th chord, we only have to lower 1 note every time to get to the next chord and voicing. And if you're gonna learn it that way, it comes in very handy because you always can relate to the ones you have formerly learned. And before I finally get started, I have to add another thing, talking about them inversions. The general view on inversions is having a root position chord in the beginning with the root as the bass note and then all other notes in the right order. Talking about tetrads today, so 4 notes, root, 3rd, 5th and 7th. But because of the tuning of the guitar, mostly in 4th, often used voicings on the guitar have the notes mixed up. Like the one I'm gonna start today, the major 7th, the G major 7 voicing. I have as lowest note a root, but the next note on the D string, that's the 7th, then I have the 3rd and then I have the 5th. That means those inversions I'm gonna show you today are more inversions of the first voicing and not really of the basic tetrad because, yeah, on the guitar it's mixed up. So, as I already showed you, I'm gonna start with a G major 7th voicing chord. Root, major 7th, major 3rd, perfect 5th. And now I'm gonna show you how you can find them other 3 inversions of that voicing. And why do you need them actually? Yeah, imagine you can play then G major 7th, not only here, but everywhere on the fretboard. How cool is that? The idea is now to stay on them 4 strings that I used for the first voicing and moving up the neck and try to find the next possible way playing a G major tetrad on them same strings, but with them notes in a different order, of course. Therefore I'm gonna analyze the chord. It's a G on the low E string, it's an F sharp on the D string, it's a B on the G string, and it's a D on the B string. So it's G, F sharp, B, D. These are the 4 notes we need for creating a G major 7th chord. Starting with the low E string, this is the G, and the next higher note of that chord is the note B. That's in the 7th position. Then I have to work on the D string. It's an F sharp, and the next note there must be a G then. And the B, the next higher note must be the D. And the perfect fifth here, the D, the next higher note must be A, N, F sharp. This is the first inversion of that root voicing. Beautiful. I'm gonna repeat explaining this also for the second and for the third inversion, but when I'm getting to the next chords, I think then you already will have understood the way it's done. Inversion number 2, our starting point now, inversion number 1. Starting again on the low E string, this is the note B, and the next possible note on the low E string is the note D. In the 10th position. Here we have the note G, so the next possible note there must be the note B. Here's the note D, the next possible note is the note F sharp. And the highest on the B string, this is the F sharp, the next possible note is the note G. So I have used this fingering. This is a very beautiful voicing. Inversion number 2. Inversion number 3. Starting at inversion number 2. This is the note D, so the next note must be F sharp. This is the note B, the next note must be D. This is the note F sharp, the next note must be G then. And the highest note here, this is the note G, this must be B. And then we get this. This is an inversion number 3 of a major 7th tetrad. Sounds somewhat strange. The major 7th in the bass. Yeah, you have to play them with care. And now we're through. The next possible voicing is the root voicing again, but 1 octave up. This is awesome. So as I said, from here on I believe you understood the procedure, how it's done. And I'm gonna show you only the voicings for the next chords and inversions. The next chord is the G dominant 7 chord. In our major 7th chord, we have to lower the major 7th to the minor 7th. And this is our new root voicing now. And it's up to you to memorize everything that comes up. And there's an additional tab in the screen, so you can pause the video to pick it up. So the first inversion of this root voicing of a G dominant 7 chord goes like this. The second inversion is this. And the third inversion The next chord is a minor 7th chord. Therefore we have to lower the major 3rd here to the minor 3rd. And we have a G minor 7th. This is our new root voicing. The first inversion goes like this. The second inversion goes like this. And the last one, that's somewhat tricky with the pinky, it goes like this. Third inversion. Root voicing, first inversion, second inversion, and the third inversion. The next one is the minor 7th flat 5, or so-called half diminished chord. Coming from the minor 7th voicing, G minor 7th, I have to lower the perfect 5th to the diminished 5th. This is the root voicing of the Locrian mode in the Ionian system, the 7th mode. So this is the new root voicing of a G minor 7th flat 5. The first inversion goes like this. Maybe some of you see that this can also be a minor 6 chord. It's just up to your interpretation in what context you use this. Chords can always be different things. Second inversion. And the last one, the third one. That's tight here. And now we already get to the last in line, the full diminished tetrad, and it was not intentionally, but this is the easiest one to learn. Because a full diminished tetrad is a symmetric chord. That means it splits an octave with 12 halftones into 4 equal parts. It's a stacking up of minor thirds. And a minor third is 3 halftones, so we can do this 4 times in an octave. And that actually in practice means that your voicing, your root voicing, and its inversions look exactly the same. Coming from the root position voicing of a half diminished, I have to lower the minor 7th to the diminished 7th. And before I'm going to show you the inversions, I have to explain something. Diminished 7th. What is this? We have a minor 7th and we have a major 7th. What the heck is a diminished 7th? It's actually the same interval of 9 halftone steps like a major 6, but we have a rule of a basic tetrad, and a full diminished tetrad is one. It has to be a stacking up of thirds. If we call the diminished 7th just a major 6, it would sound exactly the same, but in name giving we have a diminished 5th in it. From the diminished 5th to the 6th would be an augmented second, 5, 6. And that's not conform to the rule. So we call it a diminished 7th, so we keep that third jump. It's just one of them rules to put something into an order, to make it understandable. It has nothing to do with the sound. So this is the root position voicing. And as I said and promised, the first inversion looks exactly the same. 1 minor third up. And the second inversion, also the same fingering. And the third inversion, same fingering. And the next is the root position voicing again. This is pretty easy. And we like that. So now we are through 5 chord types with root positions and 3 inversions makes 20 voicings. It's up to you to memorize them and take your time, but you can really game from this. If you really understand this and get this into your system, it will help you a lot, tremendously lot, when arranging things or also improvising. There's no black hole on the fretboard again. Everywhere where you are on the fretboard, you will find the voicing you need close by. I already mentioned as a tip those diagrams behind me. Use them. Pause the video and just pick them up and memorize them. I will also put them at the end of this video so you maybe can make a screenshot. This was it so far, and I hope you liked the video. If so, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. And now, just at the end of this video, just for the fun, I'm gonna play through all of them voicings I formerly showed you. G major 7th. Dominant 7th. Minor 7th. Minor 7th flat 5. Full diminished.